So, and first of all, hi to Ranjit and Shailendra, and thanks for the joining in this demo session. And here, I'm going to share my screen. So, welcome to SAP FICO demo class. Okay, and here we will going to discuss about the what is SAP FICO and what are the modules that are there in the SAP FICO, I mean core modules. Then we will discuss about the implementation project and support project and rollout project. And then next one is what are the topics that we're going to cover, okay, in this training. You will come to know that one. So here I'm coming with the next slide, that is SAP modules. In the SAP, what are the modules that are there? First one is financial accounting. We can call it as a FI, and financial supply chain management, FSCM, and controlling CO, that is material management, MM, sales and distribution, SD, logistics execution, LE, production planning, we can call it as a PP, and quality management, we can call it as a QM. Then plant maintenance, we can call it as a PM. Then project system, we can call it as a PS. And then human resources, HR. So these are the modules that are there in the SAP. So you need to have clear clarification on the SAP modules. Then only we will go with the first module, that is SAP FI and also CO. Then this FI is integrated with the material management, sales and distribution, and also production planning, and also quality management and plant maintenance, right? So we will going to discuss about these modules today only. And here I'm moving to the next slide, that is what is SAP FICO. Basically, SAP FICO stands for Finance and Control. Okay. Okay, wait for 1 minute. So, who has joined? I think, okay, no issue. You can just go on the mute. Whenever you have the doubt, you can just come from the mute and ask me, okay? So basically, SAP FICO stands for the Finance and Controlling. SAP FICO is the best configuration for internal as well as external accounting processes. It is an important core module of ERP processes only, okay, wherein real-time financial transactions and integrated with various parallel modules for best result. Here, what is SAP FICO? It's an effective tool for reliable, accurate, time-based external reporting in the form of profit and loss accounts and also balance sheets and so forth. When it comes to the CO, CO is the vital for management decision-making processes, and it is often used for the internal reporting purposes. In the CO, we will have the cost center standard hierarchies and cost estimation and profit estimation and controlling profitability analysis will be there, and also internal orders will be there. So when we discuss about the complete controlling, so you will come to know the what is the standard hierarchy, cost center standard hierarchy, and what is controlling, and also what is profit center, and what is profitability analysis, and also internal orders. We will come to know that one. And I'm moving to the next slide. Is types of SAP FICO project. What are those types? Implementation project will be there, supporting project will be there, and rollout project will be there. Okay. Yeah, Bhushan has joined in this call. Hi Bhushan, how are you?
Yeah, hi sir. Extremely sorry for this.
No issue, Bhushan. Thank you so much for joining in this call. So for you, I'm going to refer once again. That is the demo class in the SAP FICO. Okay, you can just go on the mute and listen the class.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. See here, Bhushan here. First of all, welcome to the SAP FICO demo class. Then here, we are having those modules. FI module will be there, FSCM module will be there, control module will be there, material management will be there, ST will be there, logistic execution will be there, production planning will be there, quality management will be there, plant maintenance will be there, project system will be there, and human resource module will be there. So before we move to the SAP, I mean FSCO, you need to know what are the modules of SAP, and also what are the modules that are integrated with the SAP FICO. These are very important points, and here you can just see what is SAP FICO. This SAP FICO stands for the finance and controlling. Okay, it is the best configuration for internal as well as external accounting process. When it comes to the FI, it's an effective tool. Okay, it's a reliable and accurate time-based external reporting in the form of profit and loss accounts. We can call it as a statements and balance sheets, so forth. And CO is the vital for management decision-making processes, and mainly it is often used for the internal reporting. Okay, here the types of SAP project: implementation project will be there, support project will be there, and rollout project will be there. When it comes to the implementation project, okay, in the ECC, what is the methodology that we are going to use to implement the project? And in S4 HANA, what is the methodology that we are going to use to implement the SAP for the particular client? Okay, so client means what here? We will have the domestic client and we will have the foreign client. Okay, so here there will be a offshore and there will be a onshore. I mean, in the later classes, I will going to discuss about the offshore and onshore. And I will give you in this session a brief view on the offshore and also onshore. How many people will be there, and what are the implementation partners that are there in the offshore and all onshore, and when it comes to the client, what are the implementation partners that will be there in the offshore and also onshore. We will going to discuss in this demo class only. Okay, so these are the three types of SAP FICO projects. Okay, then I am moving to the next slide. Here you can just see what is the methodology that we use in SAP ECC implementation. We use a SAP methodology. Okay, and then when it comes to the methodology of SAP FICO HANA, S4 HANA we can call it as a, so we use active methodology to implement the SAP. Okay, that is very important, and I'm moving forward to the phases of SAP methodology in ECC. Okay, what are the phases that are there? 5 phases are there. First one is project preparation. Next one is business blueprint, realization, financial preparation, sorry, final preparation, and go live and support. So I'm going to start with the project preparation. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can just ask me. Then we will move on to the phases of SAP methodology, SAP methodology. If you have any doubts, anyone, if you have any doubts, you can just ask me.
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah. Ranjit, do you have any doubts?
HANA, what about the ASAP? A stands for what?
Yeah, A stands for accelerated SAP. SAP stands for system application product. Okay. Yeah, Bhushan, do you have any doubts?
No, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm moving forward to this phases of SAP methodology. The first one is project preparation. So listen carefully. You will know, I mean, so many points in the SAP implementation. Why? Because so when you, I mean, involved in the SAP implementation, you will come to know the exact view, what we are doing and how the business is running and what are the activities that we are doing in the daily basis. Okay, so you will know. The first one is the implementation project. What is the implementation project? Implementation means configuring client process newly into SAP. Okay, whenever implementation partner receives the order from client to implement SAP, then they start using SAP methodology. SAP methodology means here you can just see accelerated system application product. Okay, so we are using this methodology to implement the SAP for the particular client. Here, the main purpose is to help design SAP implementation in most efficient manner. I mean, it optimizes the time, it optimizes the people, and it optimizes the quantity and also other resources. See here, SAP methodology integrates the following components. What are those following components? SAP roadmap. SAP roadmap is nothing but the SAP methodology. And what are the tools that we are using? I mean, to gather the data from the client. Then next, we will have R/3 services and also trainings. Okay, this is very important here. Then here, as a consultant, we will not be involved in the project preparation. We will be involved from the business blueprint only. Okay, you just need to have some more attention on the project preparation. We are not the part of the project preparation. Okay, so here we will be involved from the business blueprint only. So when it comes to the project preparation, in this phase, the management from implementation partner and management from client will be involved in the project preparation. As a consultant, we don't involve in project preparation. Okay, so in the project preparation, what are the activities that are there? First one is user license. Before any client wants to implement the SAP, they need to have user license. I mean, if they want to implement SAP, they need to purchase the user license from SAP only. Then we will have another activity, that is landscape. Okay, so here you can just see. What do you mean by landscape? A landscape is an arrangement of servers. Any client, if they want to implement SAP, they need to purchase the servers. Okay. Here, what are those servers? Development server, quality server, and production server. See here, if landscape is fourth server, then the extra server is sandbox. It is used for the rough work, and this will be handled by RD and department. Okay. RD and department, you will know, reports and developments department. Okay, so here implementation partner, when it comes to this phase, implementation part project in the project preparation only, they will list out all the consultants who are going to involve in this implementation project. Client will list out all the core users. Okay, client will list out all the core users who are going to involve in this project. Core user role in implementation project is they have to explain the client business process to client only. Okay, here all the consultants configuring the SAP. Here, what are the partners that are there in this project preparation? Okay, delivery head will be there, technical head will be there, project management heads will be there. Okay, so these are the persons, okay, who are the officials of the project. Okay, so I mean, when you are working on the real time as a SAP FICO consultant, okay, so you will have your higher authorities. What are those higher authorities? Those are PM, I mean project management heads, delivery heads, and also technical heads. Okay, so here, basically, if it is a domestic project, all the consultants will go to the client place for implementing SAP. When it comes to the foreign project, from each module, one consultant will go to the client place to implement SAP. We can call it as a on-site. When it comes to the domestic, we can call it as a offshore. So you need to have more attention on this. In the interview only, they will going to ask these types of questions. How many people are there in the offshore? How many people are there in the onshore? They will going to ask. Just keep it in mind. Okay. So for domestic project, it will be, I think it will take 12 months to 14 months to implement the SAP. For foreign project, it will take 18 months or 24 months to implement the SAP. Okay. So here in the project preparation only, we will have they will mention the go live date. Client will give you the go live date. Okay. It is a start date from which client will start using SAP, or the date the client will start entering day-to-day transactions in SAP. This is very important. You need to have the more attention. And then kickoff meetings will be held. A kickoff meeting is the first meeting the project team and client of the project. Okay, the main purpose of the kickoff meetings is to formally notify all the team members, clients, okay, that the project has begun, and make sure everyone has a common understanding of the project and their rules. They will also invite all the consultants like you. You're working as a FICO consultant, right? And they will invite you in the kickoff meetings. And also we will have consultant, we will have SD consultants, and also we will have PP consultants, and we will have HR consultants will be there, right? So all the consultants will be involved in these kickoff meetings. Okay, so in the kickoff meetings, there are some discussions will be happened. What are those discussions? So they will introduce the client to you, okay, and also they will introduce the roles and responsibilities and also rules and regulations to the client. And what are the roles and responsibilities of the client, they will also going to explain you, okay, and like consultants only. And in the project preparation, okay, what are the core users list, okay, from the company and also from the client. And then next they will mention the go live date, and they will mention the starting date. So in the go live date, we need to have clear cut information. So that needs to be start. Okay, so that is very important. After kickoff meetings, all the consultants will move to the client's place. I mean, when it comes to the domestic and also when it comes to the foreign, okay, for implementing SAP. When all the consultants will move to the client place to implement SAP, then we will start with this business blueprint. Okay, this business blueprint. What is the business blueprint here? As a FICO consultant, okay, we involve from business blueprint phase onwards. You need to have more attention. They will going to ask you some more questions. What are those questions? So I mean, now from which phase you have involved? Okay, if you tell the answer, so I have involved from this project preparation, they will just ignore your resume, and also they will just ignore your interview. You will not select in the interview. Okay, so if you tell the correct answer that I have involved from the business blueprint, they will going to accept you. Okay, they will take you, they will take your profile here. Actually, business blueprint is most critical phase, because the success of the project is totally depend on that. How accurate we gather the requirements from core user. Who is the core user? Client will send the core user, right? So from the core users only, we will get the requirements. See here in business blueprint, we prepare two documents. First one is requirement gathering document, and the next one is to be document. Requirement gathering document is as is document, and to be document is how we going to map those system into the SAP. Okay, so those we can call it as a configurations. So generally, first day of client visit, we will have introduction with core user, and also core user will take us for site visit. Second day, the first activity is business blueprint. I mean gathering the requirement gathering. Every day consultant has to go to the core user place and ask the questions, and whatever core user will explain, note it down as it is. Every day after completion of requirement and gathering, consultant has to prepare a document which is called as is document in Excel sheets only. Okay, so as is document consists the present business process of client. So I mean business process will use some of the softwares, like what are those softwares? Tally, Oracle, and anything, any foreign related softwares that they will use. Okay, so they will explain the present business process. Then whatever core user explain as it is, we mentioning in this document. Okay, so based on the questionnaires provided by the implementation partners, we gather requirement from core user. Then business blueprint document and sign off is will be there. After completion of requirement gathering, we need to prepare business blueprint document. Okay, so business blueprint document consists of as is and also to be document. To be document, I have already explained you, right, how we map those information into the SAP system. While preparing to be document, we may find some gaps. In the interview only, they will going to ask you, have you involved in the gap sessions? I mean fit gap sessions? Yes, I have involved in the fit gap sessions, you need to tell. So what is the gap? For client business process, if there is no solution in standard SAP, then we can call it as a gap. Whenever we find a gap, we will prepare a gap analysis document. Okay, so after preparing blueprint, business blueprint document, we will send this document to core user for sign off. That is very important. Now, core user has to check and go through the business blueprint whether we have made a good, good gathering requirement and also bad gathering requirement. They will analyze. Okay. And here, if everything is fine, then they will send confirmation mail to consultants. After getting confirmation mail, okay, we take the signature of core user and project management heads will be there, right? So we will take the sign off form, and one copy will be in the implementation partner and one copy will be in the we will submit that copy to the client. Without sign off, I am again mentioning about this one, without sign off, we are not supposed to move next phases of SAP methodology. Okay, so we are going to move, we are moving to the realization phase. Realization phase means here configuring the client business process into SAP. I mean mapping this to be document, whatever we have gathered from the client, okay, in SAP. When we enter into realization phase, we will get credentials from basis people like client number, user ID, passwords, service ID, etc. In this phase, we log on into the development server. So I have already told you, right? What are those servers? See here, development server will be there, quality server will be there, and production server will be there. Okay. See here in the realization only, we have two types of configurations. What are those? Baseline configurations will be there. Final configurations will be there. So the baseline configuration is, it is the configuration for which we don't want to depend on other module consultants. It is a configuration which is specific to one module. Okay, so we can easily say for the accounts payables and accounts receivables, okay, withholding tax on all, we will not depend on any other consultants. We will do as we want. Okay, so based on the client information only. So in the final configurations, final configurations means what? It is integration between modules like MM module, material management, sales and distribution. Module we can call it as a P2P cycle, procure to pay, and sales and distribution cycle we can call it as a O2C cycle, order to cash. Later classes you will come to know what is the SAP and what is the SAP SD. Yeah, in the final configuration, it is the configuration for which we need to depend on other module consultants. I have already told you, right? That is PP, SD. So this configuration we cannot do our own. In SAP, whenever we are saving the configuration, we need to save it in a particular request number. That request number will help to transport the configuration from one server to another server. Example, transport request number, what we say, will help to transfer the configuration from development server to quality server for testing purpose. Okay, so as a SAP FICO consultant, we will configuring the data. We will implement the data in development server. Okay, that development server we will have for each data we will have transport request number. So based on the transport request number only, with the help of basis teams only, we will move that those data to the quality server. Okay, so here, what is the functional consultant role in transporting request? In this transport request is nothing but a transport object, okay, which is transfer the data from one client to another client. By transporting organizer, we need to realize, we need to release the entire request. Each request consists of parent and child. So first release is the child request and then release the parent request. Child request will help to carry the data only. Okay, then parent request will help to transport the data. That is very important here. So list out all the request numbers in an Excel file along with the description and also sequence order, and send these Excel files to basis consultants. As I told you, basis consultants will transport the entire request from one server to another server. That means development server to quality server. Right? So in this transport request, there are two types. One is customizing request. Whatever the configurations that functional consultant will do, so that will save in customizing request only. Workbench request will be there. Whatever the developments, technical consultants will do, that will store in workbench request. After transporting that request from development server to quality server, then we do internal testing in quality server. So testing will be there, right? So in the later classes, you will come to know what is the testing. Unit testing, what is the unit testing and what is the integration testing. Okay, so this is about the what we can say realization phase. Okay, and before we move to the final preparation phase, so we will have one thing, that is user manual document. If it is a guideline to end users. Okay, this document consists of step-by-step process, creating master data and transactional data. Okay, so SAP end users will be there, right? And they will post daily in transactions. In the transaction code FB50 and also FB60. FB50 is a GL and FB60 is a vendor and FB70 is a customer. So end user will do all those transactions in these transaction codes only. Okay, so here configuration document. This document consists of the entire configurations made for the particular client. Okay, along with the screenshots. Then configuration document will be used for knowledge transfer purpose, right? And this document will be given to core users only. In realization phase, mostly we will prepare 4 documents. Those documents are functional specification document, test case document, user manual document, and configuration document. These are very important. In later classes, our training classes, I will give you the detailed view of the functional specification document, text case document, user manual document, configuration document. Yeah. So we have completed 3 phases of SAP methodology. Okay, the fourth phase is final preparation. That is very important. What are the activities that are there in the final preparation? So we do training to users. I mean, train the trainer only. And we give training to core users for some days. And after that, core users will give training to their end users. Core users means here what? There will be a client users. Okay, end users will be, sorry, core users will be there, right? And they will give the training to the users only. That is very important. And also we will give the trainings to the end users also. Here in the final preparation, we will have user acceptance testing. After training, we will ask core user to test the scenarios and confirm, okay, whatever the configurations that we have done in the accounts payables, and we will test it, and we will post one one invoice whether the data is picked or not. We will check. Okay, so if everything is fine, they will give a user acceptance testing sign off. Okay, and then transport request number will be produced. After getting UAT sign off, we transport all the requests from quality to production server, from quality to production server only. Okay. See here, what is a cutover activities? Here there will be cutover activities. Uploading all the master data and open transaction data from legacy to SAP. Legacy means what? Non-SAP, right? That is client data only. Here, our role is what in the cutover activities? I mean, financial consultants roles, CO consultants roles is what? We list out in Excel sheet.
Hello. Anna, you are muted.
Has muted me. Okay, so if it is fine, where we have stopped? Anybody know? Ranjit, where we have stopped?
Hello.
Yeah, Ranjit, where we have stopped?
Sap methodology, final preparation.
Okay,
Final preparation.
Final preparation only. Yeah, sure. Okay, I will going to start with the final preparation only. Yeah, thank you so much. See here, final preparation. So here, what are the activities we do? Training to the users, and we will give the training to core user for some days. And what are the core users? Our only. And core users will give training to their end users. I mean, client will give the training to their end users only. Here we will have unit acceptance testing. After training, we will ask core user to test the scenarios and confirm core user has to do all the scenarios, and if everything is fine, they will give the user acceptance sign off. Okay, and here one transport request will be generated. After getting UAT sign off, that transport request, okay, from we will move this transport request from quality to production server through ABAP people. ABAP people will be there, right? We can call it as a technical consultants. Here, in the cutover activities, we will be involved. What are those cutover activities? Uploading this master data and also open transactions data from legacy to SAP. What is the legacy? It is a non-SAP, right? That means we are migrating, the client data from quality server to the production server with the help of ABAP people only. Okay, so what is our role in the cutover activities? Here we list out in Excel sheet and what master data and what are the open transactions data should be uploaded from legacy to SAP only. What is this master data? Customer master data, vendor master data, material master data, asset master data, and controlling master data only. Okay, so here, what do you mean by open transaction data? Here, open order, that means the order which was created but not yet delivered. Okay, so here we do recording and send this recording to ABAPer. While doing recording, simultaneously prepare Excel sheet with the same sequence of recording and send this Excel sheet to the core user. See here, basis on the recording, ABAPer will develop BDC. What is the BDC? Batch data communication, right? To migrate the data, we can also use it as a LSNW. We can also use the legacy system migration workbench and give it to the consultant core user, and core user will fill all the details in Excel sheet and give it to the consultant. As a consultant, we first go to the quality server and do mock tests. If everything is fine, then we go to the production server and upload the data from legacy to Excel sheet only. Okay, everything is fine. See here, mainly, what is the cutover strategy? It is a planning for uploading data from legacy to SAP, right? So during this strategy, basically we decide, when exactly to upload, and then next is the data from legacy to SAP. Whenever we plan to upload the data here, the data basically from legacy to SAP, in that time we request the client to stop the business transactions. Okay, so from that date only we will migrate the data, and after that, so once the go live is ended, so they will use this SAP to post the invoices and all, anything. Okay, so we can call it as a cutover period. Generally, we take 2 days to upload the data from legacy to SAP. It's a normal time. Okay, after cutover period, we go to the next phase. Okay, that is SAP ACP methodology, go live and support. Okay, so the last phase of SAP methodology is go live and support. In this phase, handing over SAP, whatever we have implemented, so that implemented SAP, we are handing over this SAP to client and also end user. From that date onwards, end user will start entering day-to-day transactions in SAP. After implementation only, we provide 1 month of post-production support, which is called as a hypercare support. Okay, so this is about the phases of methodology, and I'm just moving forward to this. What we say? No, not this. Yeah, sorry. See, some of the companies, okay, and some of the clients will use the S4 HANA, right? So for the S4 HANA, why we are using? Why? Because here we will have the basic, what we say, HANA database will be there, right? So SAP is implemented the HANA database. Okay, we are using the HANA database, and SAP is using some of the database like Oracle database, SQL database, like some of the database will be there. But when it comes to the S4 HANA, we will use the HANA database only. So for to implement the SAP for the client in the S4 HANA, we will use active methodology. Whatever we have discussed in the SAP methodology, those phases will be there in the active methodology. But terminologies will be the different. Discovery phase, prepare phase. Here, discover phase means what? We are discovering. We are finding the client and they are migrating to the SAP only. And then next, preparation phase, project preparation phase. We can, in the S4 HANA, we can call it as a prepare phase. Then explore phase. In the explore phase means what? So in the SAP methodology, we will have business blueprint, right? So basically we will use this, I mean in the S4 HANA, we will use explore phase. Then realization phase is same, and deploy phase means what here? So we have used the final preparation phase in the ASAP methodology in the ECC, right? I mean in the S4 HANA, we will use deploy phase. Then go live and support phase. We can call it as a run phase. Here, everything is same, but database has changed, right? So that is why we are using active methodology to implement the SAP in S4 HANA, okay, for the particular clients. Is it everything clear? So, okay, I will just going to ask some questions to the all the trainees. Ranjit, do you have any questions on the implementation project when it comes to the ECC and also S4 HANA?
HANA.
Yeah,
When
tell me, Ranjit.
S4 HANA and the normal ASAP will be the same.
Huh.
I'm not able to explain it. The thing is,
Yeah. See here. Yeah, I got the understanding of your question. That is, I mean, in the ECC, we use ASAP methodology, Ranjit. I mean, when it comes to the
okay.
S4 HANA, we use active methodology. Okay. So for any, I mean, for every ECC, we use only ASAP methodology only. For every S4 HANA, we use the active methodology only. Okay. Those are
Oh,
the
both are
methodologies. Yeah, both are same.
okay.
Yeah, both are same, Ranjit. So no need to worry, but the terminology has changed when it comes to the S4 HANA. Okay. Yeah. Then Bhushan, do you have any doubts on the implementation? So if you don't get
Yeah,
the,
no, sir. Clear.
oh, okay, it is clear, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhushan. Yeah. When it comes to the Shailendra, do you have any doubts on the implementation? I mean, phases of the ASAP methodology and all. Shailendra, are you able to hear me? You are on the mute, right? I think so. Just come out from the mute. So if you don't have any questions, I will just move forward to the support projects and also rollout project. Okay. See, I'm moving forward to this uh, support. See here. No, not this. Yeah, support project. See, we have implemented one project. Then we need to give the support to the particular project only, whatever we have implemented. Okay, so we will give the support to the particular projects only. So I mean, it will go to your company and also it will go to any other company. Okay, so they have to give the support to the particular client. Why? Because they will get the errors, right? When they post any invoices, or else when they want to change the foreign currencies, or when they wants to change the translation dates, or else when they wants to mention the cost centers and profit centers, they will get some more errors. And as a SAP FICO consultant, and we will give the support to the particular project. So, I mean, in the particular project, I mean, supporting project, we don't have any points to mention. As for the support project, we will use some of the tools, okay, to clear the tickets on all. Okay, for the support project also, there will be a team in the support project. Okay, so this is not an issue. Okay, this is about the support project. Then when it comes to the rollout project, I am moving to the rollout project here. So what are the phases of the rollout project? See, some of the people are using, okay, I mean, some of the clients are using Oracle, okay, Oracle software. They want to migrate from Oracle to the SAP. We can call it as a SAP ECC, or else we can call it as a SAP S4 HANA. Who, I mean, they have the interest on the S4 HANA. Okay, so we migrate that data from Oracle to the S4 HANA. So for this, we need to explain what are the fields that are there in the SAP. Okay, we need to explain to the particular client only. They will explain what are the fields that are there in the Oracle system. okay, that they are using. And also here we will construct the data. After the construction of data, there will be a built-in will be there, right? And they will give you the all the reports. Then you will do the testings, and also you will do the internal testings, and also then some of the peoples will do the validation testings also. Then they will load the data, and after that same thing, I mean in the implementation whatever we have done, so in the rollout project also we will do the same things, like we will do the testings also. I mean user acceptance testings will be there, unit testings will be there. So here we can call it as a mocks. Okay, testing mocks will be there. And also when it comes to the go live, here in the rollout project only they will mention the go live date and also starting date, from which date I mean as a end user they will I mean post the transactions in the SAP. So we need to mention the date. I mean here I have to mention one more thing only. The thing is, whenever we migrate the data from old system to the SAP system, you need to have clear-cut information. Otherwise, the system will throw an error that this data will not be loaded. Okay, you need to have clear-cut information. You need to get the proper data from the client. Then only you will migrate the data from their use, I mean their system to the SAP system only. So if any mistake has happened, it will not at all going to work. Okay, that is very important. This is about the rollout project. So in the training, I mean in the SAP training, FICO training only, whatever, I mean what we cover in this training sessions, what are the topics that we're going to cover in this training session? Okay, so I will give you clear-cut information, and also I will give you the resume preparation, and also I will give you the interview preparation. Okay, and we will take the mock tests. Okay, mock interviews also, it will be there. You have to attend, otherwise it will not going to work out for you. Why? Because if you face one thing, then you will not fear anything when it comes to the interview. Okay, so here in this training sessions, what we're going to cover, the first one is enterprise structure for the client. Okay, global settings, general ledger configurations, accounts payables, accounts receivables, down payments for vendors, down payments for customers, if vendor is also a customer and if customer is also a vendor, there will be two scenarios. So I mean in the interview only they will going to ask the scenarios only. What are the enhancements you have done? What are the developments you have done? So what is the critical issue that you have faced according to the down payments, according to the payment terms, according to the enterprise structure, and according to the global settings only? Whatever the consequences you have faced, you can just tell me. They will going to ask these types of questions only. Okay, then here foreign currency revaluation I am going to cover, a recurring entries, automatic payment program. We can call it as a APP. Then dunning configurations. Okay, so this is totally related to the vendors and also customers. When we have the huge payment, okay, you want to pay the large amount to the customers and also vendors. Okay, so for this only we will maintain in SAP, what are those? Automatic payment program, dunning, and also withholding tax. Then next, goods and service tax. Then next, here what we're going to cover, we are going to cover procure to pay process. That means material management, order to cash, O2C, sales and distributions, where the GL accounts are going to assign. Okay, so what is the use, and also where I mean when it comes to the order to cash and also procure to pay, where we are integrating. Okay, so these are the very important points. So the next one is a new general ledger. and leading ledger and non-leading ledger we are going to cover. Then document splittings, I will give you the brief configurations and also subject point of view and interview point of view. What are the questions they will going to ask you, and I will also give you the complete 100% information of the document splitting configurations and also document splitting subject point of view. Then next, asset accounting. Asset accounting in the FI is very important. Most of the questions will come from this asset accounting only. So here in this training sessions, we are going to cover asset procurement process, asset closing process, and then next one is asset under constructions, WBS elements, work breakdown structure elements. Then next one is here depreciation areas, depreciation keys, depreciation runs. Okay, I mean in the asset accounting we are going to cover, and also we are going to do the configurations for the asset accounting. Then next, when it comes to the controlling, I will going to cover cost elements, configurations of the cost elements like primary cost elements and secondary cost elements, configurations for the cost centers, configurations for the profit centers, and also profitability analysis, internal orders. What are those internal orders? Real orders and statistical orders. So this FI is completely depending on the controlling only. Okay, when we are selling one material to the particular customers, you need to have some more estimation on the material. Okay, so what is the cost that is occurring? Okay, what is the profit that is occurring, and what is the loss that is occurring? So we need to have clear-cut information, right? We can call it as a inventory cost, we can call it as a. So in this, so we will maintain goods receipt and also invoice receipt. Goods receipt means what here? I will show you. Goods receipt means here there is a P2P process, right? So in that we will have the goods receipt process, and order to cash, in that we will have a invoice receipt configurations will be there. Okay, so when you buy one material from the vendor, okay, so he will give you the goods receipt. Okay, and also he will check out the goods receipt, and he will maintain the goods receipt in his system only, and he will send invoice receipt to you. Why? Because you have bought one material, right? Like fridge or anything. Okay. Yes. Then what we cover, the 24th point is technical aspects. Functional specification document will be there. DEM will be there. We can call it as a data medium exchange. IDOC, intermediate document, when it comes to the accounts payables. Okay, I mean when it comes to the vendors and also when it comes to the customers, we will going to cover the IDOC configurations and also validation substitutions. RISIF concept, here I am mentioning the RISIF concept, that is workflow, reports, interface, conversions, enhancements, and also forms. Okay. So I will going to cover all these one in our training sessions only. Then here I want to thank each and every person who has attended this session. Okay, so my name is Vinay Chaudhary. I am a SAP FICO trainer. So thank you so much for attending this session. Yeah. Thank you, Sailendra, and thank you, Nagabhushan, and thank you, Ranjit. If you have any doubts on the training sessions, okay, classes, you can just ask me.
Anna.
Yeah, Bhushan. Ranjit or Bhushan?
Ranjit, Anna.
Yeah, Ranjit, tell me.
Anna, when will you start the main batch, Anna?
So we will start the batch from the, Monday, okay?
Okay. Anna,
okay.
What will be the timing?
Timing will be, I think, okay, tell me your free time.
Anna, if it will be in the morning, it will be very good, Anna.
Okay, morning.
We will be in fresh mode also.
Yeah.
So that,
very good, Ranjit. So thanks for
we will utilize some quality time.
Yeah. Thanks for your concern, Ranjit, and thank you so much for the timings also. Okay, that you have mentioned. And okay, so morning time is best for you, right?
Yeah, Anna.
Yeah. When it comes to the Bhushan, Bhushan, are you there? What is
Yes.
your availability time? What is
Hello?
your availability time, Bhushan?
Yeah, morning better.
Morning is better. Thank you so much. Huh. When it comes to the Shailendra,
Morning
Shailendra?
time is better, sir.
Yeah,
Hello.
very good, Shailendra. Thank you, Shailendra, and thank you, Ranjit, and thank you, Bhushan. Okay, and